welcome to ETStudios at the ETCIO Annual Conclave 2024. This is where we get insightful conversations from leaders. And today at the studio, I have with me Sachin Chawla, VP India and South Asia, MongoDB. And we have with us Neetan Chopra, CDIO Indigo. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio today.
Thank you, Shilpa. Thank
So
you.
to start off with you, how is your organization currently leveraging Gen AI and what challenges have you encountered in implementing these new technologies?
No, thank you. Thank you for that lovely question. I mean, a few years back when I wrote my book, nobody really knew about generative AI. Yeah, and I was using the very early version to co-author a part of my book. But today in enterprises, I think definitely a lot of use cases exist, right? If you know, with my current company Indigo, we've launched a generative AI. I call it direct channel called Sky, 6C Sky. Have you used that?
Not yet.
To book your tickets?
Not
So
yet.
next time you have to promise me, right?
Okay.
So, I mean, it's a conversational booking engine. So you
Okay.
can talk to it, you can converse with it to do booking
So I can
flows.
say I want to
Yeah,
go to Delhi and I want a morning
exactly.
flight. All
Yeah.
right.
So around nearly 7,000 bookings,
Oh.
around 13 crores of revenue has come out of it, right? So yeah, I think there is a whole sphere of use cases in aviation on generative AI, which is more the extrovert. A lot of people know about it, but the introvert there is actually AI and data. And within aviation context, there is a fair bit of use cases in efficiency drives, cost savings, revenue generation, customer experience. Pretty much every part of the enterprise, to be very honest, you can use AI today. Yeah?
Today, AI is driving so many industries, right? Now, can you explain to us how MongoDB supports the deployment of Gen AI applications for your
Sure.
customers?
So, when I meet customers, I usually see two different sets. There are customers who are still getting into Gen AI and they're new to Gen AI and they're figuring out what to do. For customers like that, we have what we call, Gen AI strategy service, where basically, depending on their business objectives, depending on the data infrastructure they have, we give them actionable plan on what are the use cases that can be beneficial to them and actually help them build that plan and also implement that plan. But then there are customers like Neetan who are pretty smart and they know what they want to do. And for them, if you have certain already identified applications that you want to go with, we have a program called an accelerator program for Gen AI, where we help you design, build, and deploy those applications and derive benefits from it.
All right, staying with you, what are the key advantages of using MongoDB for Gen AI projects as compared to other database solutions?
Sure. I think this is the flavor of the season, right? And there are so many solutions available there. I think when it comes to MongoDB, there are a couple of key benefits. If you look at any application, any AI application, the three components of it, right? The first is the application should be able to process any kind of data, which means the data is coming from different places. It can be structured, it can be unstructured, it can be videos, it can be images, and so on and so forth. So the document model of MongoDB itself was designed for it. So you can actually store any kind of data and process any kind of data. The second thing is it should be able to support all kind of use cases. What I mean by that is in MongoDB, whether it's an OLTP use case or it's a time series use case or it is a key value use case, you can use MongoDB for all kind of use cases. To top it up with that, a major advantage comes from the fact that your operational data and your vector data sits within the data model, which basically means you don't have to ETL to another database and you can process the data real time. And lastly, you need an open framework, open and flexible. So we support a number of LLM models, almost a lot of embedding models, and as well the orchestration and code assist models.
All right, so coming back to you, how do you envision using AI to optimize and personalize customer experience? And what data strategies are you using to support these initiatives?
No, yeah, I think customer experience, customer service, and I always say this: there is no customer experience without employee experience. So ensuring employee experience is also adequately covered is something where there is, I think, a profound impact of AI. Yeah, but it's evolving all the time. So I was with these kids in IIM Sirmaur. Let me just share a story. And one of the young girls asked me, "But AI will never have an emotional response, right? In terms of customer experience. But I study the transcripts of Sky when it is interacting with our customers, and I'll tell you, Shilpa, there's amazing, sometimes just amazing bumpy kind of interaction between Sky and our customers in the level of empathy, and the level of kind of relationship building almost in the responses, right? Of course, that's not just voodoo. It's driven by the prompt engineering, the prompt engineering that our engineers have done. Yeah, so I think ability to have this natural language experience with your customers is one of the big ticks. Hassle free, right? You just talk in your own
The
language.
conversational aspect of
Conversational,
AI is,
right?
yeah.
Multilingual, you can talk in your own specific language of choice. And then if it kind of tends towards a bit of an empathetic response, that's quite amazing as well, right? So yeah, I think it's an evolving field, but very exciting. But what's very important, and I agree totally with you, is the key is to sort out the data bit, right? One of my dear friends in a panel said that you need a data janitor, somebody who cleans up the data, because without quality data, irrespective, no AI really gives anything, in terms of quality output. So we have a lot of effort going on to make sure that our data quality is good, so that the responses can be quite amazing, right?
It's interesting that you said empathy, right? Because so far the conversation was that AI lacks empathy, but now there is, an effort to introduce that as well into the
Yeah. You have
models.
to prompt it. So it's
Yeah,
called prompt engineering. So you not coding, but you have to kind of configure it accordingly. And then it's quite amazing what it responds with, right?
absolutely.
Yeah.
Right? Whether bias is good or bad.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now at MongoDB, could you share some examples of customers who are successfully using MongoDB to power their Gen AI
Sure.
applications?
I'll give you 3 or 4 different examples. One of the largest Fortune 500 automobile company is using Gen AI to process the engine sound and the engine data to be able to predict what can go wrong with the car. Right? So that's some of those use cases in production. The second I'll give you, for example, Moody's. Moody's use the data, the real-time data, sentiments, it processes a lot of data from the market to help investors give real-time analysis of what's going on so that they can look at the portfolio and decide and make decisions. I'll give you 2 more examples. One of an healthcare ISV, Innovare, they use Gen AI to actually lower their load of governance and regulatory reports and things like that. And then we have a customer like Observe.ai, which is an AI company. They use us to pretty much power the platform.
All right. Now, when it comes to the future of AI in enterprises, sir, I know you have a book, that was way ahead of its time. So I'd love your insights about
Yeah.
it.
Do you know that the word AI was coined in 1950s? Yeah.
Wow.
Did you know that? It
No,
was
I did
a
not know
set
that.
of people in I think UK who coined it. Yeah.
Okay.
It has taken so many decades to get it to where it is, which is
Mhm.
quite amazing. But I personally feel, so here's my take on this, right? Personally feel that this generative AI wave should now be scaled. We should be quite bullish. We should scale it. And when we say scaling, you scale the technology, you scale the skills, you scale the governance, you scale the risk management. But I think we should scale it. I am a bit beyond just experimentation on generative AI. And what I see on the horizon, and I read a lot, so the next wave I see coming is around autonomous agents, right? Which is, kind of a bit more intelligent than LLMs are, with reasoning and memory and context and n- almost nearing a human level intelligence, right? So I think we should watch that space. At least I've asked the team to start at least doing some experimentation. So two thoughts: scale LLMs, experiment with autonomous agents.
Thank you for that tips, and also thank you for a sneak peek into what's to come. I also want to thank the two of you joining us at the studios today for a very insightful conversation. And remember to stay tuned to ETCIO Annual Conclave 2024 for more such enriching conversations.